There are probably 10 good reasons why your wife or girlfriend is feeling resentment towards you in the bedroom and why she's not having sex with you. First one is she's doing too much. That could mean, sure, around the house with the kids, working, paying bills, all of that. But it also could mean that she's doing too much in the sexual sense. She's the one making moves. She's the one dressing sexy, looking good, making pleas for sex. She's looking for ways to connect with you. She's reading books. She might send articles your way and you're not reading them. All of those things combined can lead to her feeling resentment. Number two, she's teaching too much. That means she's showing you how to do things, guiding, explaining, talking you through it. And most women just don't want to do that. They want you to know already. And if you're a guy who doesn't know, that's not so easy to deal with when you're currently in the relationship and you can't venture out to figure out how to know. You have to do it all within here, right? But acting like you know, or having the confidence to behave in a way like you know, or showing her sexual prowess and sexual confidence is always going to win the day. The third one has got to be he's constantly ruining the moment with sexual comments, sarcasm, wit. He's joking about everything. He doesn't take anything seriously. And so when your woman wants you to be ready for sex and you're slapping her ass, even though some girls like that, or grabbing on her or making silly comments or being boyish, that completely, unfortunately, takes away her desire to want to be intimate and can also build a lot of resentment. Number four, she's carrying too much weight. And I don't mean physically. I mean, she's carrying the lion's share of the load to run the house. Laundry, kids, work, taking care of you, cooking for you, making sure everything is okay, keeping all these plates spinning. And then you come around and perhaps just want sex from her. It can be really off-putting. Number five is really simple to understand, but it's really hard for guys to get. And that's that a woman usually doesn't want to think in the bedroom. You might see her as a strong, powerful woman, as a great mom. She's making decisions in the workplace. But in the bedroom, she doesn't want to decide what to do or have to lead the situation. She wants you to do that, and she wants you to know how to do that. So if you're checking in too much, is this okay? Does this feel good? Do you like this? Do you want to go have sex? Do you want to get together? Do you? And it constantly makes her have to think in her mind, oh my gosh, what do I want? What do I want? It's a challenge. And the best thing you can do is to be more decisive. Number six, maybe you want her to tell you when you're ready for sex. And this is a huge mistake. You don't want to put it in your woman's hands or into her lap, even though in a man's mind that sounds nice and thoughtful and sweet and considerate. You decide, because it does several things. It shows her that you want her and desire her. It shows initiative on your part. It shows that you have that primal, passionate lust for her. Not saying, hey, I'll be over here waiting in the bedroom if you want something, or watching the football game, even worse, or playing video games. And when you're ready to have sex, just come get me and we'll go have sex. It's a terrible, you've probably done that a bunch of times, but it's not ideal in terms of female arousal. I would say similarly it's too regimented and scheduled. And so you always do the same thing every time. You touch her the same way and then grab a boob and then kiss her and then take her clothes off and then try to penetrate or make her come with a toy, and then you get yours, which is another area of contention for a lot of women. A lot of that doesn't work very well sexually. Again, you may not notice because she feels good and she looks good and you're feeling good and you're finishing. But if you check in with her deep down, that's sort of scheduled, regimented, same thing every time, even if it's not vanilla, even if you have a little adventure and you guys are doing it from behind or on the edge of a bed, if it's the same way all the time, it drives a woman crazy. And it's weird that it doesn't drive you crazy too as a guy, because why would you nobody wants to eat oatmeal every day for the rest of their life, even though I know some of you have. Nobody wants to look at the same movie or watch the same situation unfold every day for the rest of your life. So you got to switch it up. All right, this is number 8, and it's kind of on the heels of what we spoke about before. You're being too passive and fluid and wishy-washy. Whatever you want, hun. Anything you want, I'm down to do. When you're ready, I'm ready. If you want to do it, okay. If you don't, that's fine. I just want to please you and bow down to you. And all of that has no place in the bedroom unless you're sort of playing a submissive role and she's taking some sort of sexual pleasure in you doing that. You want to be the initiator, the confident one, the assertive one. Now, the hard part about this is she might have treated you like crap earlier or been totally disrespectful, and that's a whole other conversation. But you still need to find it within you to be the confident one, be the assertive one who takes the lead in these types of situations. The ninth thing that's probably driving your woman crazy is your touch is too soft, too gentle, too careful, too irritating. And that means that our hands are coming at her in a way, if you can see, it's like, oh, am I allowed to do this? Is this okay? And it's this sort of like open-handed or stiff finger or back of the hand or tiny touching like this that just makes her skin crawl. Always use a nice sensual touch at the very least. If she doesn't like sensual, which would be very rare for most women to say, you can try a little more assertive and firm and intense in your touch, but it usually doesn't mean grabby. Number 10, kind of on the heels of that, you're being too much of a people pleaser, trying to accommodate her in every way and check in all along the way. A lot of that can be very grating. And then the most important of all of these, which I don't see spoken about almost anywhere else, is that you're touching her for your pleasure. If I'm in front of a woman and I see her beautiful body and I want to reach out and touch her for my pleasure, I might do something very different than if I was doing it for her. Men tend to grab and men tend to slap and squeeze and feel and fondle, not realizing that this is an actual person sitting right here who has feelings and sentiments. Some women don't even have sensation in their boobs, unfortunately. You know, some women can't stand having their boobs touched. Other women love it and they're very sensitive, and then you do it too much and you're hitting it like an easy button instead of understanding how to seduce her and make her feel excitement. Try putting yourself in her shoes. What do you think your wife or girlfriend wants to feel when you touch her? Does she want this? A lot of guys just do that. Does she want like a claw on her? Does she want repetitive, boring touch? Or do you think she wants you to feel her, draw her in, taste her, get in her neck and her back and her, all the rest? That's where the excitement is. Because if you think about what the opposite of all of this stuff is, it's seduction, pursuing, making her feel desired, the erotic, the unknown, the forbidden, the dangerous, the exciting. All of those things are what creates sexual excitement in a woman.